March 5th, 2014, Greg was featured in a segment of 60 Minutes Sports where correspondent James Brown profiled, quote, Michigan's secret weapon. And that was the impact that Greg has on student athletes who seek his counsel. Greg is a licensed social worker and received both his baccalaureate and master's degrees from the University of Michigan. He resides in Ann Arbor with his wife Sheila, a Lean Six Sigma Black Belt quality administrator, and that means ensuring quality in the automobiles we purchase. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to present our speaker for today, Mr. Greg Harden.
Good morning. Good morning. I am absolutely so excited to be here. In 1981, I was chosen to be the student speaker. My mom and dad sat right over there. And I remember so clearly, I thought that I could talk anywhere, anytime, to anybody. And I got up on that stage and I looked out and saw 1,500 people and almost peed my pants. The memories. I am truly humbled and honored to be called upon to speak to the 2016 graduating class of the University of Michigan. I am thrilled and excited that you people had a chance to travel in some very awkward circumstances weather-wise, and I really appreciate your efforts to be here to see your family members do something that many of you thought they would never do. As a matter of fact, before I go any further, I do need to give a thanks to our gifted, brilliant, and innovative dean, Lynn Vedecka. It's important to acknowledge the amazing predecessor that she had, our former dean, Laura Lamb. She and our faculty and staff who have taken the School of Social Work to a level of excellence that when measured by others, not just by us, when measured by others, ranks number one. Thank you for what you have done and what you are doing with our school. I could go and talk about all the people who influenced me, the faculty and staff that were here many moons ago, but to do that would take up all my time. But I do need to recognize Dr. Howard Rapson, an amazing man who had the audacity to convince me that I could be a social worker. If you had told me I would be a social worker, I would have laughed in your face. As a matter of fact, some of you are going to be facing people who love you, care about you, who cannot comprehend why would you want to be a bloody social worker. Am I right or wrong? They have no idea what doors have just been opened. They have no idea what it means to be someone who is responsible for changing lives. That's your job. Beth Reed is here. Beth, where are you? Beth Reed also. Rick, stand up. Beth Reed and Howard Rapson changed my life. They changed my life. And there are people, you can tell by the way they acknowledge some of the faculty members, that their lives have been changed by being a part of this master's program. Well, I've worked in social work for a long time, and many of you know I'm popular for a few reasons as it relates to athletics. But before we go any further, let me put this sidebar in. If social work, which is infiltrating athletics, continues to do so, and if this school continues to be the lead dog, let me explain something to you. If your only interest is in working with football and basketball pros and college athletes, then I don't want you to be involved with social work and athletics. If you're prepared to work with that gymnast, that swimmer with body image issues, if you're prepared to work with the captain of the men's team who can't come out the closet, who can't talk to anybody about who he is and the fraud that he's perpetuating. If you are not willing to work with that player who the coach is saying, you need to get drunk with him. If you're not prepared to work with the people who are fighting mental health and mental illness and depression and whose self-worth and self-esteem is too often based on performance, if you're willing to do that, I want you to be a part of social work and athletics. If all you want is the glory, and all you want to do is hang out and talk about how you work with so and so and so and so, please don't. Social work is about to make a tremendous impact in that area. What prepared me, though, was working in a hospital-based program, working with alcoholics and addicts. There was no way I could anticipate all the things that you heard that I've been able to do and be a part of. When you hear about total person peak performance, that wasn't born in athletics. That was born in working with alcoholics and addicts. That was born as a result of being committed to understanding that people, everyone in every walk of life, want to have continuous improvement, to be somebody who is successful, and hopefully by their own definition of what success means. I need you to be real clear. Well, I tell you, I'll give you a sneak. Get your imaginations ready. You ready? Imagine just for a moment. I'm sitting at Byron Memorial Hospital, and I've gotten a degree from Michigan. By the second year, I think I know my stuff. And then walks in the alcoholic, poly-drug addicted, white male, some would label a hillbilly, about 5 feet 6 inches tall, shoulders as wide as Michigan Avenue, belly as big as all outdoors. This is 1982 with 36-inch breasts in male genitalia, who walks in after a botched operation in Mexico. See, before Bruce Jenner, people were trying to figure out who they were and trying to transform themselves. You understand? Now, I'm sitting here, and this guy walks in, and he's here because he came into the emergency room, violently beaten, raped, and abused, thrown at the doorsteps. He's in the ER. Now he's sitting 6 inches from me, looking like death. And he decides to share with me that with a thick southern accent and drawl, as she scratches and reports to me that she thinks that perhaps she has crabs and lice. Can you imagine? Understand that. I'm that brother who in adolescence was in the 60s. My young adulthood was in the 70s. I was trained and programmed and socialized to be a devout sexist and homophobe. Are you keeping up with me? That's who I was. And I'm sitting here looking at this guy, and my intellect and begins to process how outraged and disgusted I am. And I got to decide, am I that brother from Detroit, or am I a professional social worker? Can I see the person? Can I care? Say, I don't care how much you know until I know how much you care. All of a sudden, by the second, third session, all I want to do is help this person. I can see a whole person. Total person peak performance is not born in athletics. It's born in everything that they've taught you. You've got to see the whole person. We're counting on you to see the whole person. I had to shed the shackles of my own socialization and understand that Howard Brapson and Beth Reed convinced me that I was going to be a person committed to change. He told me I was going to be a change agent. You mean like 007? He said, no, fool. Okay, how about Agent 00 Soul? But the idea of being a change agent, it resonated with me. It grabbed my attention. It held me to be about the business of changing people's lives on a daily basis. Understand the greatest job in the world is to have that job that you would do every day for the rest of your life and not get paid a dime and figure out how to get paid for it. Right? Think about it. These young men and women, and remember there's a couple folks in here who are not 20 or 22. When I got mine, there was another student speaker who stood up and said that before she took on the task of getting a master's degree, she told her friend, I don't know if I was thinking about getting that master's, but when I graduate, I'll be 55 years old. Her friend looked at her and said, fool, in 2 years you're going to be 55 anyway. You might as well get the degree. I know some folks in here need to go on back and do what they said they were going to do. There's some dreams in this room. I had to shed the shackles of my own socialization, my own programming. I'm asking you to be prepared to shed the shackles of who you were and become a professional social worker. Letting go of yesterday's baggage is easy to say, but hard to do. If you cannot do it alone, then I'm asking you as professional helpers to learn how to ask for help. Be willing to practice what you preach. Model how to use resources and take care of yourself. As a matter of fact, if anyone can do it, I'm willing to bet on you. If anyone can change themselves enough to be that change agent, I'm betting on you. You have been given the tools, developed, and mastered the skills to make a difference in people's lives. You have been prepared, mentored, and trusted by the best to be the best. Individuals, families, groups, organizations, governments await your input, your innovation, your integrity, your empathy, your direction, and your passion. If you have never been needed before, you are truly needed now. Listen to me. We need you now. In the topsy-turvy world that is unfolding right now, we desperately need you. It is easy to see that black and brown folks need you. We need you. But I need you to understand that people with English as a second language, they will really need you in the next few. If you got family, if your mom and daddy speak Spanish, Arabic, if you wear a hijab, you're going to need people to understand who you are and see the whole you, and not some stereotype, some prejudged notion of who you are. There are children that cannot speak for themselves or fight for themselves. They need you. Not only, the police need you. They need somebody to help retrain, deprogram, and help them begin to understand what their job is. It's a hard job. But the sons and daughters of the incarcerated, not just the incarcerated, the sons and daughters of the incarcerated need you. There are folks who don't look like you, who don't talk like you, who don't vote like you, who don't see what you see or read what you read, who don't believe anyone sees them or cares about them, who need you to fight for them, advocate for them, write policies and change things for them. Again, you have been trained to infiltrate systems, family systems, communities, organizations, and institutions. Your MSW opens doors. So be prepared. So if you end up talking in the dope house or in the White House, everywhere you go, people will see you as a change agent. You are the ones that they will turn to. You're the ones that they will be able to count on. The University of Michigan School of Social Work graduates in 2016. We believe in you. You are ready, willing, and able to make this world a better place. We are counting on you. Go forth as agents of change. Thank you.